When I first heard about Guru devotion, I wasn't very attracted to it. I thought it sounded a bit cult-like. And also I was used to having one God that was above everything else. And to think that a person with godlike qualities could be in a human form, a guru in a human form, I just only kind of thought of cults, and maybe I'd find a wrong guru that would lead me down a wrong track. But then as I was involved with Buddhism, with Tibetan Buddhism, and I started seeing the Lama's qualities, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and at first you're not sure and you find some qualities, and then you have to open your heart, and then you start to feel some devotion. And then through this devotion you see how Guru devotion, the teaching says, the root of the path, and you need teachers to guide you and to inspire you and to protect you. And the way they protect you is not some kind of magical powers necessarily, although there is this blessing power that does come with devotion. But it's more like they protect you by teaching you the Dharma, and therefore through your own actions you learn to train your mind, which protects your mind. Then you start thinking, I want to react less with anger, and I want to practice patience. And you get inspired through their example. And you get guidance through, they will tell you if you request, and and then if you have the karma to receive advice, and hopefully if you practice Dharma, and eventually you create the good fortune to be able to receive direct advice on an individual basis from your teacher. And because our gurus have more wisdom than we do, they can see more appropriately the best practice for us to help us, because their only aim is to want to help us, lead us to enlightenment. So their advice is always with this wanting to lead us to enlightenment, and how to do this in the most effective way. So we can follow their advice with great assurance that it is coming from the most pure place. And therefore, if we follow their advice purely, we are going to progress towards enlightenment.
I left school and home when I was 15. Took quite a lot of drugs after I left home, and I was partying all the time, and I was pretty much I didn't live on the streets, but I was just hanging out on the streets for about a year. And I met Rinpoche for the first time. So this is probably the sweet part of my life. It was just like, there is no question in my life, and that the only thing that I want to do is offer my life to Rinpoche. And it was very, very, very strong. You just watch Rinpoche, and you just watch Rinpoche for every single act he does is an act is so perfect, and you just want to be like that. You just know that this is what you want to do. And I just knew 100% if I offered myself to this being, that he would direct me in a way that would be useful, because I can't figure it out myself. Or because I have so many past imprints that's making me, continually making me think, continually making me believe that samsara is going to bring me happiness, and that it's going to work if I, fall in love again. This time it's going to work, it's going to give me happiness, or whatever. I just 100% trusted that Rinpoche could definitely direct my life and guide me and show me how to do it. Especially looking at Rinpoche as the Guru, as the Yidam, as the Buddha, then definitely, there's nothing higher than that. We don't have anything higher than that, and there's nothing more precious to do. And it's not like, okay, once you have a relationship with the Guru, then it's really easy after that. In fact, it's even more difficult, because Rinpoche ultimately he confronts your ego. So that is a really painful experience, very, very painful, because it's the one thing that we protect very well. So I'm still trying to deal with that, and I'm amazed at how Rinpoche cuts my ego down. Every time I'm in front of him, every time, he very subtly, very individually, he's he's basically taming my mind, and it's very precious. Just to see Rinpoche, especially now I've been, able to serve Rinpoche quite closely for like nearly 3 years, and there's, it just is reconfirmed in my life that, it's unbelievable perfect. Rinpoche's actions are amazing. Everything he does comes from bodhicitta, he's always trying to help people. I just pray that I can keep being able to serve Rinpoche and doing this, because it feels really good.
His Holiness is, one of his names is the presence, Kundan, so that there's something you can experience that makes you believe that it's possible, because you see examples of persons. So by meeting Lama Yeshe and Lama Zopa Rinpoche and Geshe Dargi and His Holiness Dalai Lama and other teachers, they're human beings. And they're saying, this is how, Lord Buddha said, this is how it is. I practiced it. I think this is how it is. If you practice it, it can be that way for you. So even if they all deny they have any realization or any power of mind, anything, they'll say, oh, I'm not special. As long as I'm just a simple monk. But if you spend any time with him, any time near him, there's an effect he has on your mind that isn't just based on his intellectual understanding of Buddhism. There's an effect you can experience by being near a realized teacher that affects your own mind. So now we we can imagine maybe a being like His Holiness the Dalai Lama or Lama Yeshe, Lama Zopa, Geshe Dargi, who actually removed all the afflictions. The mind has these qualities of love, compassion, wisdom. So that can have a profound effect on your mind just by being near them. So for me, that's what gave me besides my own little experiments with meditation and practice and seeing what effect I could have in my mind, being near people who obviously to me, even though they deny it, have done it, So they've done it. So if they've done it, they're human beings. I'm a human being. I did this practice. Lord Buddha said, you're a human being, you can do this practice, and you can remove the afflictions. So that's what I think, having had the good fortune to be near those beings, at the same time try to put it into some small way to practice. So the combination of those two experiences, so for me there's no doubt, spending some time with Lama Yeshe and Lama Zopa Rinpoche, being near His Holiness. I mean, His Holiness is just amazing. I saw this film, I think in Los Angeles. He was going to meet the press corps, the hardened reporters who think everything is, basically bad, I think, anyway. So just as he went down the line touching them, they sort of lit up like light bulbs. Just as he passed, everyone became momentarily happy that their cares went away. They were smiling, and maybe 30 seconds later, it was gone, or 10 minutes later, it was gone. But it has an effect. So then so I think the idea of the blessings of the Lama, the blessings of the Guru, the blessings of the Buddha, it doesn't have to be so mystical. You put the big magnet next to the small magnet, so the polarities come the same for a little bit till the big magnet moves away, So you see some possibility, the blessings of the Guru, the blessings of the teacher. So and within Buddhism, I think, so that's the key, You can have a qualified teacher, and then follow a authentic, qualified teaching. And then you make the experiment yourself, and if it works, you do it more. And if it doesn't work, do something else.